Hi there, welcome to the weekly Ethereum session. So, we're looking at this weekly chart with the Wyckoff faces tags. This over here supposedly should be another sign of weakness. However, the significance of this compared to that the price has re-entered the long-term playground zone is completely different. So before getting into further details, as usual, these sessions are not financial advice and therefore education research purpose only. Okay, having said that, your discussions and comments are very welcome. And let's take a look at this. For 2 weeks, last week, also the prior week, the price has been suppressed under the white line. So we can comfortably say after 2 weeks that the price has officially returned back to the long-term playground zone. However, what does that mean? If we treat this as not as red as the 2022 downward cycle yet, obviously with longer red bars, however not as long as those, so it's still like a relatively mild fall after 2 weeks of like sharp drop. Right now it still seems stabilizing. This could be like preliminary support phase, the PS, the orange PS over here in 2022. Interestingly, it's also April, like March, April time that happened. Oh no, it's actually May 2022. If it really comes to May and we see this happening like extended all the way to May, then that would be interesting. Like when it falls in May, that it almost happened the same time, like in 2022. However, it has to last 4 more weeks. I guess it's probably not going to last that long, like moving horizontal in such a narrow range. Let's take a look at the daily chart as well. So as of this moment, it's still within the blue downward channel. It has broken outside of this relatively center line. So in other sessions, I also mentioned like this center line doesn't have to be exactly 50% at 50% height of the box, whether it's horizontal box or like a downward or upward box, it doesn't matter. It all depends on the peaks and lows within that trading range or playground zone. Right now it has gone outside of the above the middle line, the center line. However, an interesting thing would be over here, this cross. That's roughly about end of this month. So according to the current trend, if there's no crazy actions, it's like extending all the way to this point. So in a week's time or 8 days, if it really continue to move at this like very narrow price range, it's going to edge towards this cross, and it's going to define whether it's going to come back down and possibly all the way to this level around mid 1400, or whether it's going to break above and return to the white and pink zone. There has to be some pretty good news for that to happen, to retest that level, because when it fell, it didn't have many days that it traded between these range. So that's interesting to see what's going to happen. I can't wait till month end to see whether it's going to be rejected. In terms of like price level within or support level, resistance levels within the long-term playground zone, if we look at this from here, there's quite some activities over here. That's why the price bounced a while ago. That's roughly 2 weeks. That both weeks, the first closed around this line, the second bounced above from this line. That's about 1900. The second level would be over here. So that's roughly 1700. So that's already within the accumulation cycle range that happened between 2022 all the way to 2023. That's over 1 year. So let's see this time if this is instead of putting an SOW, I will still leave it there as of this moment, but it can be a PS forming. So I'll drop both over here. They can overlap, so never, I notice, don't fixate on like a full complete cycle that much. An other cycle can happen, an accumulation cycle can happen very close to a distribution cycle. Likewise, a distribution cycle can happen like attaching to the end of the accumulation cycle. So as of this moment, I'm going to put these two tags over here and observe how it's going to develop over the next month or two. So that's for